Well, I am back at Anchorsholme today. As you can see, the water is very, very still, and the conditions were supposed to be rather good for doing some observations. However, if we look across towards Barrow, we can't see anything today. And I know the past year has been very good for getting these observations, and some of the highlights has been figuring out the issues with compression and the effects that that has on distant buildings and boats. It's been an eye-opener, and I know that a lot of people have realised that this is a very real phenomena and are actually capturing it themselves. So I feel very privileged to be a part of exposing that particular issue. I also want to say that the work that's been done on the inferior mirage as well has been one of the highlights of the year for me as well. Now, I have been coming down here every day, well, essentially every day since April. I have an awful lot of data that I could work through, and that I've been going back over and utilising to formulate these conclusions. And again, over here we should be seeing the Welsh Mountains. Right about there should be Southport, in that direction, just about there, and then we would come across and we would see the Welsh Mountains around about here. Perhaps the camera's picking it up, but I can't see it with the naked eye. I also want to mention the wind turbines as well, because it seems that the ballers get fixated on the apparent curvature shown by these turbines, which, you know, through the work that's been done on not only the compression issue but also the inferior mirage, we now have a much better understanding as to not only the fact that things get smaller in the distance due to perspective, but the reasons as to why those blades do appear at times to be cresting the waves. And it's a shame that the Globers will use this kind of evidence to support the ball without taking the time or inclination to apply some of the logic that I've done with the compression issues and the inferior mirage, and putting them into account and realising that, do you know what, that very well explains the phenomena that we see. But that's to be expected. We do live in a world where people are indoctrinated from birth. They find it very difficult to believe that someone like myself, just an average person with a camera, can formulate ideas that test what they've been taught by what they would conclude as to being their superiors, these professors and the whole body of science. How can somebody like me be able to formulate an idea and a conclusion that puts everything they know into doubt, and they would rather deny the work that I do and believe the indoctrination? And that's up to them. I mean, some people you're just never going to change. But we're at the cutting edge here of science. It's a new dawn for flat Earth. Next year is going to be fantastic, I assume. There's going to be a lot more people working on compression. There's going to be a lot more people working on the inferior mirage, I am sure of that. There's going to be some more fantastic observations with not only the P1000 but modified cameras that can see in infrared. I know that FE Core have got some amazing, or have already done some amazing tests this year, and the data from that is going to be exceptional. It really is an exciting time to be part of this movement, and I'm very privileged for all my subscribers that have tuned in to the work that I've been doing. Nathan Oakley, for allowing me to go on his platform and essentially have free rein to show my work and my conclusions. Sometimes they've been a little off, sometimes they've been a little right, but through the good and the bad, we've finally been able to work out exactly what's going on. The constant repetitive nature of me coming down here and getting these observations has allowed the data to be collected, analysed, scrutinised, and results formed that essentially answer the argument: why do things appear to go over the horizon from bottom up? It's the compression, and in that very narrow critical angle we get not only the compression but the inferior mirage. It's wonderful. The fact that people were telling me, don't come back, we're bored of this, we don't want you to keep coming and getting this data, and you know, I kept ignoring them and I kept coming down. And even today, even though that there is nothing to see, it's just a very serene, very beautiful place. And I have another place that I will be going to over the winter. I'll obviously still be coming here. I want to collect data over the winter, but there's another place called Nicky Nook. Now, I did a video recently and uploaded it showing you the swan in the distance in a lake. Now, that was from the top of Nicky Nook. Now, the views from up there are astounding. The distances I'll be able to see are phenomenal. The data I should be able to collect will be perfect for analysis, and I can't wait to show this to you guys over the next few months. So I'm glad that you guys have stuck with me. I appreciate every one of you, and let's hope that next year is as productive as this year, and hopefully we can elicit some change, and maybe finding a few more shark boats. But for now, shark boat doesn't appear to be around.